These people are looking to join the nearly 1 million Filipinos who left the country last year to work overseas as maids, nurses, laborers, seafarers, and many other jobs besides.
This is my mom.
It's a migration of necessity.
My mother went overseas when I was only 6 years old, first to Saudi Arabia.
After 12 years in Saudi Arabia, her mother headed to England, where she's been working as a nurse since 2001.
Honestly, it's really a big sacrifice for me to be away from my family. But I have no choice because I can tolerate to sacrifice, but I cannot tolerate like seeing my children want something, but I cannot give it to them.
She's able to send home upwards of $1,500 monthly to a country where some 1/3 of people live on less than $30 a month.
We use the money for household expenses, to buy some land in the subdivision, and to pay the rent for my sister's condo in Manila.
It's also paid for the education of her and her siblings, and now their children. Last year, overseas Filipino workers, as they're known, sent home more than $11 billion, giving a critical boost to consumer spending, which is the main driving force of the Philippines' economy these days.
The remittances in dollar value are greater than the foreign direct investments, the portfolio investments in the stock market, our tourism receipts, and our official development assistance that we receive from foreign governments combined.
The remittances help families buy motor tricycles and taxis, start small businesses, raise their education levels and their incomes. That's the good news. But the mass outflow of workers is a symptom of an economy that can't provide enough jobs to keep up with the Philippines' staggeringly high birth rate.
We would like to see the day when every Filipino who wants to work here at home will find work here at home.
The government looks out for the welfare of the workers, like these maids enjoying a day off in Malaysia. It lobbies for proper working conditions and fair wages in their host countries. And the government also helps them once they return home.
Overseas Filipino workers.
We have lots of programs now. We have livelihood training skills, and we train them to become entrepreneurs. We also give them instructions on how to handle their finances.
The amount of money overseas Filipino workers sent home rose 17% last year alone. One reason for the steep rise in remittances is also a cause for concern. It's because far more highly skilled, better paid professionals are now leaving the country.
We're losing not only nurses, but doctors retraining as nurses and go abroad as nurses. Our best teachers have left the country, and so that does not speak well for the education of our youth.
But as much as it's a worry, the exodus is also a sign of the Philippines' strengths.
It's a reflection of the quality of Filipino people. It means that millions of Filipinos have the skills, have the education that makes them competitive in the international labor market.
Still, the World Bank and others caution the government to see the money these workers' sacrifices provide only as a stopgap, not as a permanent safety valve for the economy. And those who've had to leave their families behind to provide them with a better life will be hoping their children and grandchildren aren't forced to make a similar sacrifice.